Hey friend, it is Kate here. Thank you so much for jumping on my channel and joining me for a class today. Now, if you are brand new here, we are at the very beginning of our 30-day challenge. It is officially day 2 of our New Year to Love You challenge. If you want to participate, make sure to visit the link below and you can get a free digital printable journal that goes along with this challenge. If you're not in the mood for that and you just want to skip a day or you want to join in here or there, all of the classes are standalone, so no big deal at all. Now, Tuesdays are officially Love Your Body Pilates. It just means it's going to be an all-level Pilates class, one that's really focused on finding strength, on giving certain areas of our body a little extra love and attention that need it, especially places like our posture, our low back. Today, we're going to be focusing on keeping our spine so long, so straight, so still when we need it to be, and finding some freedom to move in our hips. So, roll out your mat and let's get started. Okay, we'll begin in a seat, just whatever feels good for you. Maybe wobble, kind of wiggle back and forth and feel your sitting bones connect to the ground. You notice, are you kind of tipping your pelvis backwards, kind of rocking off your sitting bones? Can we sit up taller? Something that kind of helps me is this image of me standing behind you or anyone holding your waist and almost trying to pull you up. That feeling of lifting out of your sitting bones, lifting up and away from our body, that's what we want to think about here. Let your hands hang heavy by your sides. Maybe close your eyes for a moment just to check in. No big deal if you'd rather keep them open. And I want you to pay attention to your spine. Again, we're not only lifting up and out of our sitting bones, but I almost want you to pretend like someone is holding your ears and pulling your ears up a little bit higher. It's almost like your spine's a little slinky and you're trying to stretch it out just a little bit more. Now, while thinking about stretching that spine nice and long, also think about your shoulders here. Are you letting them lightly round in? Can you imagine 2 little strings attached to each side of your shoulder, pulling them apart? Now, at the same time, I want you to draw your ribs a little closer in, pull your belly button towards your spine, and again, just keep sitting up taller and straighter. Notice how this feeling of sitting up tall and straight has changed since when you first came down on your mat. No right or wrong. Maybe you were already in that wonderful, amazing posture. Maybe taking that small moment to sit up a little taller, a little straighter, is just what you needed today. Lightly blink your eyes open if they are still closed. Take a big inhale, scooping your hands up. Now, as you reach your hands up, notice, do you splay the ribs? Now, that often happens to me. I have to continuously think about pulling my ribs towards one another. I also think about lightly spiraling my pinkies towards each other and still lifting up taller, lifting up straighter. Take a big full inhale here. As you exhale, set your right hand down by your side. If you've got tiny little arms like me, you might just keep your fingertips tented, or you may be able to press your palm onto the ground. Press down on those fingers or your palm, lift your left hand up higher, and then crawl your hand away for a great big side stretch. Notice, did your left sitting bone lift up, or can we press it a little bit further, closer towards the ground? Think about growing longer along that lateral left side of your body. Tone the belly a little bit more. Imagine there's a belt around your waist and it's lightly cinching in. Take a big inhale. Press off your hand and rise all the way back up to a seat. Pause, sit taller, sit straighter, big inhale, exhale, same thing, other side. Fingertips down, lift up, and then take your great big lateral stretch. Keep pressing both of your tailbone, little guys, down onto the ground. It's almost like someone is holding your right wrist, pulling your right wrist away while you soften your right shoulder down the back. Take a big inhale. Exhale, return all the way upright. Let's clasp our hands together, opening our elbows wide. Now, very lightly tuck your chin into your chest, just enough that we can lengthen through our cervical spine. I actually think about pressing my head back into my hands and my hands lightly into my head. At the same time, wing your elbows a little further behind you, opening up across the front of your chest. Take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, a little twist over towards the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist over towards the left. Inhale, return center. Exhale, a teeny tiny forward fold. Again, we're just opening up through the spine, Nothing big, nothing crazy. I don't want you to try and yank that head all the way down to the ground right now, but simply enjoying that tiny little stretch all through the back of our body. Or maybe that's not so tiny for us. Maybe this is a big move, and that's okay. Sit tall, sit straight on those sitting bones once more. Reach your hands all the way up. Big inhale. Exhale, flip the palms, press them all the way down. Let's go ahead and lie on our back. Make your way down and open your hands a little bit wider than your mat. Just like we did a moment ago, we're going to focus on our spine. Most of us have a little bit of a natural sway to our back one way or the other. That's our neutral spine when we have it in place. We're going to work on an imprinted spine. Now, if you're new to Pilates, for me, an imprinted spine is kind of like if someone or if I took a grape and I placed it behind the small of your lumbar spine, that low back that naturally curls, and I said, smash the grape. That's the feeling we're going for. We're not smashing everything totally, completely, so we're caving in through the front of our body, but we're lightly pressing the small of our back down, just so we can feel each and every vertebra touch the mat. Follow your spine up your back to the place once more between your shoulders, and again, open up across there. Fan your fingertips wide and actively press both palms into the ground beneath you. Keep your nose pointing straight up to the sky like a little Pinocchio. At the same time, press deeply into both feet on the floor. Notice, are your knees kind of winging in or falling off to the side? We want the knees pointing in the same direction as the toes. Almost think about trying to reach your knees towards the wall away from you. Take a big sip of air in. Great big breath out. On your next inhale, lightly lift the pelvis up from the floor and rise into a bridge pose. Pause as you arrive here. Press deeply into both palms, broaden across the chest. Keep knitting the ribs together. Take a full inhale. From the sternum, from the top of the chest, roll yourself all the way right back down to the ground. As soon as your tail hits, immediately inhale, lift the pelvis up, returning to your bridge pose. Exhale, tip yourself all the way down. A few more times, just moving through your body, however feels best to you. Now, as we go up and down, not only pay attention to that sequential movement of the spine, lifting and lowering each vertebra as gently as possible, but also notice again your knees. Are they falling off to the side as you lift the pelvis? Once more, it's like we're trying to press our knees towards that wall away from us. Again, in the same direction as your toes. Now, the next time that we lower down, we're going to stay. So arrive on your mat and find your imprinted spine once more. All I want us to do is press deeper into our left foot on the mat. Take a big inhale. Think about toning the tummy or cinching the waist like that belt got one belt loop tighter, and lift your right foot up. Now, your toe can be pointed, flexed, or soft, but I want you to notice, did we kind of move in our spine at all? Did we arch the back and kind of pull away from the mat? Lightly press the small of the back down, broaden across the chest, and then 5 times I want you to reach your foot away from you. Exhale, pull the knee back in. Inhale, reach the foot away from you. Exhale, pull the knee back in. 3 more times, out and in at your own pace. I'm not so concerned with how high or low your leg is, but as you move, does the rest of your body move? We just want to keep this action in our leg. So I'm still pressing down into the ground with both my palms. I'm lightly pressing my shoulders down. I'm toning my belly, and I'm stomping my left foot into the floor. Last one, reach the leg long and stay. If this is too much for us to have your leg as low as mine is, you can take it up a little higher. You could put a bend in the knee, do whatever works for your body. But this time, let's all flex our feet even if they aren't already. Think about reaching the heel further away. It's like we're trying to lengthen through the back of the leg. Take a big inhale. Exhale, float the foot up. Inhale, drop it down. Exhale, float the foot up. Inhale, drop it down. 3 more times, lift, tone the belly. Slowly bring it down. Last one, lift, lift, tone the belly, drop it all the way down. Now from here, bend the knee, pull it back in, and then all I want us to do is a couple of rounds of bicycle. Again, whatever works better for your toe is perfectly fine, but we're going to reach our leg out and around for 5 and 4, just finding that movement in our leg, 3 and 2. Last one, reverse. Now, a trick that I have for allowing the movement to stay just in my leg is still thinking about pressing my hands and my left foot into the mat. The more I activate those parts of my body, the easier of a time I have keeping that place still and just moving forward. One more time, go in the opposite direction. 5 and 4, 3 and 2, 1, reverse. 5 and 4, 3 and 2, 1, pause. Set that foot down. Immediately stomp that foot into the floor, activating the whole of the right side. Pull that navel in. It's like a great big weight is sitting on your tummy, lightly encouraging those muscles deeper into the middle of your body. Take a big inhale. Lift your left leg up, or the right if you did the other side, no big deal. And then just as we did on the other side, inhale, straighten the leg, exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten the leg, exhale, bend the knee. Now each time I bend my knee and pull it in, I think about toning the tummy a little bit more, drawing those low abdominal muscles deeper into my body, really activating the middle. Last one, reach and pause. Hold there for just a moment, reach that leg a little further away, and then pull it in. Let's reach our leg all the way up to the sky, flex the foot, find a little bit of a stretch, and then drop it down. Hold that stretch there, reach longer through the back of the heel. It's like I'm pulling my toes towards my knee, lengthening long through the back of the leg. Take a big inhale. Exhale, lift the foot. Inhale, drop. Exhale, tone the tummy, lift. Inhale, drop. It's like that belt gets tighter each time you lift, and it relaxes. 2 more up and down. Last one up. Bring it down. Take a breath. Pull it in. We can point, we can flex, we can forget about that and just concentrate on pressing our hands, our shoulders, our low back and foot into the mat as we bicycle forward. 5, 4, 3, and 2, 1. Reverse. Keep stomping your right foot into the floor. You got it. Keep that nose pointing up to the sky. 2 more. Last one. Go forward from here. We go 5. Relax that face. Smile. It feels so good. 3 and 2. 1. Reverse. 5 and 4. 3 and 2. 1. Set that foot on the floor. Take a big inhale. Exhale, tone the tummy. Press into your feet. Lift up into your bridge pose again. Drop it all the way down. Press up into your bridge pose again. And lower it down. One more time, lift and pause. Now, if you've taken class with me before, this term will not be new to you, but if you are new here, the place where your thigh and your glute connect, I call it our thut, our thigh butt. Give that thut an extra little squeeze. Press your hips just a little bit higher. Think about that nose reaching up to the sky. Take one more big inhale. Big breath out. And then as we exhale on this next time, we're going to lower very slowly down. So see how slow you can go for 5 and 4, 3 and 2, 1. Lift up a little faster. And then down slow, 5 and 4, 3 and 2, 1. Quick up, squeeze the thigh. Down, 5 and 4, 3, 2, 1. Quick up, squeeze that thigh. Last time, 5 and 4, 3 and 2, 1. Quick up, pause, squeeze your thigh. Take a big inhale. Lower all the way down. Now from here, I want you to lift your fingertips up to the sky for a moment and notice what happens to your shoulders. We want to keep them down. If you feel like they just kind of curled forward towards one another, press them down and broaden. Keep that low back pressing into the mat, touching the spine. And now from here, we're actually going to clasp our hands behind our head, opening our fingertips, opening our elbows nice and wide. Did you lose that connection of your low back? Lightly press the small of the back down, broaden across the chest. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, tone the belly, curl your head and chest up. If this is still too much for us, even with our hands beneath our head, we can always set them down. Or you can always take a break at any point. But from here, press deeper into both of your feet on the floor. Tone the belly just a little bit more. Big, deep inhale. Exhale, lift the right foot up. Now again, we're going to inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. 3 more, straighten. Pull it in. 2 more, straighten, pull it in. Last one, straighten, pause, flex the foot. Big inhale, exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Stomp deeper into your left foot as you lift the right. 2 more. Last one, hold it there, point the toe. Let's bicycle our legs forward for 5 and 4, 3 and 2. 1, reverse, 5 and 4, 3 and 2, 1, forward, 5 and 4, 3, 2, 1, reverse, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pull it in, big inhale. Set that foot down, lower the head and chest. Take a moment here. What happened in our body? We're going to repeat that to the other side. Do you need to keep your head and chest down so you can focus on that movement just in the leg? Or can we lift up again? Your call, your choice. Do what works best for your body. Take a big inhale. Exhale, curl, lift. It's like that great big weight is sitting right there, just encouraging those muscles to press down. Rather than that kind of domed out or kind of puffed out belly feeling, we are still smashing our grape. We are curling up a little bit. Hopefully your mic is not in your way. And then from here, big inhale. Lift the left leg. Same thing. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Reach it out. Tone the belly. Squeeze the thigh. Pull it in. 2 more. You got it. Last one, pause. Flex. Big inhale. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Stomp the right foot down. Drop it down. 3 more. You got it. And 2. Last one, up. And then point that toe. Time to bicycle. 5 and 4, 3 and 2, 1. Reverse. Watch your right knee. Don't let it wiggle wobble side to side. 2 more. Pause, reverse. 5 and 4, 3 and 2, 1, reverse, 5 and 4, 3 and 2, 1. Pull that leg in, set it down, take a breath, and let it all go. Take your hands high over your head. Keep lightly pressing the small of the back down, and just find that great big stretch through our spine like we did at the very beginning of class. Shoulders down the back, nice and broad. Take a big inhale. Exhale the hands down by our sides. Walk your feet in if they feel a little further away. And then rise up into your bridge pose. Exhale, soften all the way back down. Inhale, rise up into your bridge pose. Exhale, soften all the way back down. Last one, rise up, pause. Now I want you to imagine there are 2 strings attached to both of your little hip bones, pulling them up to the sky. And they're pulling at the same level, the same height. So one cannot be lower than the other. We want them to stay as even as possible the entire time we're here. The more I squeeze my thigh, the more I think of trimming my waist like that belt gets just a bit tighter, the easier of a time I have right here. Now, depending on where we're at in our practice, I'm going to give you 2 options. We can either keep both hands down into the mat, almost gripping the ground, letting us stay nice and stable, or we could try and float our hands up. If you are floating your hands up, think of there being a present between your palms, giving it a gentle squeeze. Take a great big inhale. Exhale, slowly lower down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Quick up, squeeze the thigh. Again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Quick up, squeeze. Again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift up. Last time, down slow. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lift up, pause. Now we can keep our hands here, or once more, we're going to bring them all the way down if we'd prefer something a little more stable. But I want you to press deeper into your left foot on the mat. Take a big inhale. Squeeze your thoughts so much, I just want you to float your right leg up. Did your hip lower? Remember, those strings are keeping them at the same height. Don't let that happen. Set that foot on the ground. Big inhale. Exhale, lift the left. Set it all the way down. Exhale, lift the right. Set it all the way down. Lift the left. Bring it down. If we're in the mood and we took our hands down, maybe try and lift them up and see if we can lift and lower with our hands up to the sky. Remember, this class is all about works for you and your body. If this is not in your practice today, if it's just too much, put those hands back down. Maybe just focus on keeping your hips lifted and at the same height rather than walking the legs. Last time, whatever you're doing, exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Last one, lift, inhale, lower, pause. Even out the hips. Set the hands down if they were lifted. Roll yourself back down. Pull your knees into your chest. Now, sometimes it feels nice to really part my knees. I find a little bit of a stretch through my hips. Sometimes it feels better to keep them together. You do what works for you. Maybe circle the legs around, both directions. Pull your body into a teeny tiny little circle and let's rock and roll. Bring yourself all the way up to a great big tall seat, just like we began class. Take a moment here and notice, is it a little easier to sit up tall on our sitting bones? I hope so. Sometimes strengthening those abdominal muscles really does help with our posture. So no, it's not always about, flattening the tummy. It's strengthening the middle of our body to help protect us, to help keep us feeling strong and very able and mobile while we're walking around. Now, just take a great big inhale, allowing yourself to settle. Big breath out. One more time, inhale, reach your hands all the way up. Take the right hand down, lift long through the left, and find that great big lateral stretch. No hurry, no rush. Press off the hand, lift up. Other hand down. Stretch to the other side. Go ahead and bring yourself all the way up. Take the hands behind the head again, open the elbows nice and wide. Did we splay our ribs? I hope not. Draw them in, big breath. Little twist to the right. Return center. Little twist to the left. Return center. Let it go. We're going to lie on our tummies. So make your way down. And as we arrive here, as we talked about, today's class is all about the spine, and I want us to think about it. Now, I'm going to be lifted up like this mostly so my mic doesn't totally smash, but I'd rather have you just bring your hands right in front of your face and drop your forehead towards your little hands. Now, even just lying here, notice what's going on in the spine. Oftentimes when we're on our stomach, we kind of dump forward and almost lift our butt up behind us. That's not such a fun feeling on our lumbar spine, that low back. So let's start by finding that anchor point of our pubic bone. The front of your pelvis has a little bone right there, and I want you to lightly press it down. Doing so, you probably already began to activate your thud, which is on purpose. We want to tone the place where our thigh and our glute connect a little bit. Keeping that feeling there, pull your belly button in. Now it's like I took a grape underneath your belly button and I said, make space for it. We're not sucking in, but we're drawing the low abdominal muscles up towards the middle of our body, just so we can activate them. Keeping all of that engaged, lift your right foot up for just a moment and then reach your right toe as far away from you as possible. Set it down. Same thing, other side. Left leg lifts. Think about someone pulling it away. Set it down. Now, hopefully, our low body is nice and active. Let's begin to notice what's going on in the upper portion of our spine. So, follow your low back up, your little back there, to the place between your shoulders. Broaden the shoulders, soften them down the neck, reach the top of the head a little further away. It's like I'm holding your ears and I'm pulling your ears forward. Are your ribs splaying? Can you draw them in? Take a great big full inhale. Tone the tummy just a little bit more. Now from here, press deeper into your left foot on the floor. Without letting the hips move, without losing any of that engagement, exhale, lift your right foot up. Inhale, barely touch it to the floor. Exhale, lift it up again. Inhale, drop. Every time you lift, squeeze the thud. Let it go. 2 more up. Let it go. Last one up, pause. Low belly in. Neck so long and soft. Smile on the face. Take a big inhale. Let it go. Actively press your right foot into the floor. Exhale, lift the left. Lower it down. Squeeze the thud, lift. Lower it down. As you lift and lower, do you feel like one hip is pressing deeper into the ground? Maybe make your movement a little bit smaller so you can keep that weight distribution as even as possible. Last one, lift, pause, take a breath, set it down. Now keep both feet pressing deeply into the ground, and let's take our hands by our sides. I want you to point those elbows towards your heels. Almost imagine there's a rubber band around your elbows, kind of pulling them towards one another. Lightly press into the mat with both of your palms, and think about almost trying to slide your fingertips forward, but without actually doing that. Just that feeling of pressing down and sliding forward. So our shoulders reach down the back. Take an inhale, roll the shoulders, lift the heart and chest into a very tiny cobra or swan, whatever you want to call it. Take a breath, pull the navel in, roll yourself down. Inhale, peel yourself up. Exhale, tone the tummy, roll yourself down. 2 more times, roll it up. Exhale down. Last one, roll it up, pause. Are you still pressing into both of your feet, your pubic bone? Are you still pulling your belly button in? Can you broaden across the chest? Take a big inhale. Look over your right shoulder. Back to center. Look over the left shoulder. Back to center. Lift up 1/2 inch higher. Soften everything down. Bend the knees. Take a little windshield wiper, side to side. No hurry, no rush. If and when you feel ready, press back into a little child's pose, knees together or apart. Personally, I like them a little further apart. That works better in my hips. And I also find I'm able to stretch the spine long a little bit more. When I bring my feet together, my knees together, it's more about rounding. Think about lengthening as long as you can from your hips, through your body, out the top of your head. Take a big inhale. Exhale, let it go. And as you feel ready, roll yourself all the way up to a seat. Take a moment. As always, give yourself a pat on the back. Thank yourself for doing something so good and just for you. I certainly hope you enjoyed day 2 of our New Year to Love You 30-day challenge. I cannot wait to see you tomorrow, and I really hope you enjoy.